Marvel recently brought back the Ultimate Universe to great critical and commercial success, and it's also proved to be very popular among fans. While the original Ultimate Universe had its side points, it became an infamous world known for several shock value moments more than the quality of its stories. In 2015, Marvel finally pulled the plug on the Ultimate Universe and destroyed it in the Secret Wars event story, with Miles Morales and the Maker, aka Evil Reed Richards of the Ultimate Universe, being the only survivors. In the following years, there were glimpses and teasers of the Ultimate Universe in various stories, but the universe as a whole remained dormant until Jonathan Hickman decided to return to Marvel in 2023 to completely reboot the Ultimate Universe. This reboot quickly caught everybody's attention, and the promise of a reboot and a fresh new Marvel universe, much like what the Ultimate Universe was originally meant to be, immediately grabbed the attention of fans. A rebooted and modern Ultimate Marvel universe without the baggage and drama from the original, despite being inspired by it, had immense potential and people were naturally excited by the possibilities. Now, I wanted to explore the story that led to the formation of the Ultimate Universe and the events that led to it. It all started in the 2023 Ultimate Invasion miniseries by Jonathan Hickman and Brian Hitch, which begins with the Maker orchestrating his escape from prison while being trapped in the main Marvel universe. His escape doesn't go according to plan and quickly grabs the attention of Mr. Fantastic and Black Panther, who immediately discover his absence from his prison despite the Maker's decoys. After his escape, the Maker decides to steal various materials from across the world, and this forces Reed Richards to reassemble the Illuminati. After gaining the necessary materials, the Maker decides to visit Miles Morales and gives him the chance to return to his universe, which Miles declines. The Maker immediately puts his plan into action and is attacked by the Illuminati, but to no avail. Before leaving, he asks his counterpart whether Reed would erase him from existence if given the chance. And Reed says yes, which the Maker takes into note before disappearing from the main Marvel universe. Upon reaching a new universe, the Maker decides to take steps to ensure his superiority, and his first action is to prevent the spider bite that turns Peter Parker into Spider-Man. The Maker subsequently does the same with several other heroes, preventing threats before they could ever emerge, and creates a world without superheroes, with the only superpowered people being those under his control. He finds himself living in Latveria, isolating himself from the world, and also forms a cabal including the villainous Hulk of this world, Sunfire, the Rasputin family including Magic and Colossus, and many more including the Iron Man of this world, Howard Stark. The Cabal are revealed to be the rulers of the 7 territories of this new world. When the Maker invites the Cabal to his city, disaster strikes and he finds himself having to deal with temporal attackers from the future hell-bent on killing him. He manages to capture them and reveals to Howard Stark the truth about the world and makes him watch as he brutally murders the temporal invaders before forcing Howard to work for him as the initial wave of temporal invaders damaged his memory. Howard Stark then meets up with the Cabal and is forced to learn the insidious truth about how the world works and how the Maker manufactures conflict between the territories to keep people from being focused on his real goals. Howard Stark then reveals the truth to his son Tony Stark before returning to work with the Maker, who introduces to him the new partner on his project, the Doctor Doom of this world, Reed Richards. It is an ironic twist that gives us an idea of what might have happened to the Fantastic Four and the Doctor Doom of this world. At the same time, an army of temporal invaders prepare to launch another attack under the orders of the Kang from the future. Howard Stark starts working with Reed Richards, who's happy to have someone to confide in. After working for a while, they decide to defy the Maker and make up a plan that would assure the Maker's destruction as much as possible. They confront and trick the Maker and lure Kang and his army to the city. A fierce battle ensues between Kang and the Maker and their forces, and the Maker comes to blows with Kang before realizing the truth about the man behind the mask, after regaining his memory. Howard Stark decides to make a dramatic decision and uses the engine they built to render everyone unconscious. He takes a look at who Kang is behind the mask and is saddened by learning who it is. Even though we never get to see the person behind the mask, I presume it is his son for it to have provoked such a strong reaction in Howard Stark. Their sabotage ends up closing the city off from the outside world for the foreseeable future, forcing the Cabal to meet and discuss their next course of action as the city will not reopen for 2 years. Meanwhile, Reed meets up with Tony Stark, who vows to continue his father's work to undo the Maker's actions, and he assumes the mantle of Iron Lad. Reed delivers a message from Howard where he expresses his regret for not caring for the world before and urges his son to fight and win this battle. Their first course of action is to travel to the past and free Captain America from his ice prison. Reed and Tony immediately start looking for ways to usher a new world of heroes by undoing the Maker's actions. One of their first recruits ends up being Thor. They break Thor out of Asgard by giving him an idea of the king he was supposed to be and urge him to fight instead of doing nothing stuck in Asgardian prison. Lady Sif accompanies them and joins the team to keep an eye on Thor, while Tony plans to break into Latveria to gain the means to awaken more heroes. They are attacked by Captain Britain, a member of the Cabal, which forces them to escape with only a single repository. And in fact, there were several containing information about various heroes. In the aftermath, the Cabal attack the North American Union and kill millions and end up blaming Tony Stark for the terrorist attack, forcing Stark and his allies to go into hiding. At the same time, mutants start to re-emerge, with Armor being the first significant mutant mentioned, while fighting breaks out between the various higher and lower kingdoms of the world, revealing the actions of the ultimate Black Panther. Tony tries to awaken several heroes, and one of the first includes the Peter Parker of this world, who accepts his offer and gains superpowers despite being a middle-aged man with a family. Tony repeats this experiment with several other heroes, but it does not have the desired results, as the sudden nature of their powers returning forces several of them to react badly to it or never become the heroes they were meant to be. But Tony does eventually find a few new allies, including the Ant-Man and the Wasp of this world, and reforms the Ultimates to form a better world and to usher in a new world of heroes. That is the story of the new Ultimate Universe. Initially, I did not care for the return of the Ultimate Universe, but the promise of a reboot intrigued me, and since then I have been pleasantly surprised by how innovative and unique this new world has been. And right now, I am fully invested in the proceedings of this new world, and I'm very excited to see what the endgame will be and to see more new heroes arise as the Ultimates try to build a new world of heroes. Currently, the Ultimate line of titles includes Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man, and the Ultimates. The situation is definitely going to become more complicated when the Maker finally returns and learns that people are trying to undo his carefully planned efforts. One thing about the new Ultimate Universe books is that the series all take place in real time, so each issue seems to be taking place in its own month, which especially holds true for the Ultimate Spider-Man series and the Ultimate series. I am excited about the Ultimate Universe. I honestly never thought I'd say that about anything related to the Ultimate Universe ever again, but I'm really excited to see what this new rebooted Ultimate Universe has in store for us in the upcoming years.